No tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
Congress is getting closer to making that campaign promise a reality. Separate measures on no taxes on tips and overtime have gained momentum in the House and Senate. If the policies become law, and there are still hurdles to making that happen, the impact on the economy and individual workers could be mixed. Tipped workers make up just 2.5% of the U.S. workforce, and as many as 40% of those tipped workers already don't make enough money to have to pay federal income tax on any of their earnings. Still, about 12% of hourly workers clock some overtime each year. The tax exemptions being considered would only apply to federal income tax, so workers would still have to pay Social Security and Medicare taxes, along with any state or local taxes. And they'd be structured as deductions. That means employers would still withhold money from paychecks for taxes, but income from tips and overtime would be deductible when workers file their tax returns. The cost of no tax on tips or overtime wouldn't be insignificant for the federal budget. The exemption for overtime in the House budget bill would result in $124 billion in lost tax revenue compared with current policy, and the tax break on tips would reduce tax collections by $40 billion. Opponents of the policy argue that the exemptions would distribute the tax burden unfairly, with a worker who's paid an hourly wage, like a janitor, having a higher tax bill than a bartender working at the same restaurant. It could also shift the demand for tip jobs and those with overtime, creating shortages of workers in other areas. But the idea has generated a broad coalition of support, including from the public, with around 75% of voters supporting it last year.